This morning, a mafia boss in Sicily, wanted for 30 years, is finally behind bars. Police captured Matteo Messina Denaro in a medical clinic. He faces prison time after being convicted for a series of gruesome murders. His arrest is one more blow in the campaign to take down a criminal network that dominated life in Sicily for decades. Chris Livesay has more.
They called him the Ghost. For 30 years, Italy's most wanted gangster evaded capture. Until now, the mass murderer didn't put up a fight and admitted to police in Palermo he was Matteo Messina Denaro. It's a name that sends shivers in Italy. He once allegedly boasted he could fill a cemetery with his victims. They included the son of a mafia turncoat. The 12-year-old was held hostage for 2 years, then strangled. The body dissolved in acid. A bloodlust so diabolical, his nickname was Diabolique, with assassinations none more notorious than those of anti-mafia prosecutors Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino in 1992. At a monument to those national heroes, the Prime Minister called the arrest a great victory for Italy. It was long rumored Messina Denaro had changed his face with plastic surgery. Turns out he didn't even have to change his glasses, thanks to protection in his native Sicily, says criminal law professor Maurizio Bellacosa.
Matteo Messina Denaro is for sure a leader, a chief of the mafia organization, and so he could take advantage in all these years of a lot of supports, and this is the reason why it has been so difficult to arrest him.
But not everyone supported him. Locals cheered his arrest. For me, today represents the end of Cosa Nostra, says Giovanni from Palermo. The old mass murdering mafia that brought down this country is over.
Yep. He was the last of the top bosses of the Sicilian mafia, known as the Cosa Nostra. So his capture truly marks the end of an era, namely that depicted in the Godfather movies. But while, of course, those were fictional, the people Messina Denaro killed were very, very real. Nate?
Chris Livesay in Rome, thank you.
I mean, this is not like the bada bing mafia you see on American TV shows.
Doing shakedowns, running numbers.
I mean, like, there's a black hand period, they call it, in Italy, where the mafia was at war with the Italian state. It's closer to terrorism than anything we're familiar with here in the U.S.
Right. Domestic terrorism, where it was the Ghost.
All funneled to illegal activities and money and
presumably,
yeah.
And one very nice sheepskin coat he wore to the doctor's office.
People now say that they feel a lot safer.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, they do.